So you would say screen time is the one thing parents are getting wrong. If you could give a parent that's watching this right now, let's say you've got 30 seconds to hopefully change a kid's life,
Yeah.
right? And you could give a parent one bit of advice on managing that screen time, what would it be?
Man, I've got just so much to say on that, but it depends on the age. It depends on the age, but seriously, you need to monitor their screen time, and you need to monitor their dopamine response. If you are turning off the session and your child is tired, asking for food, they're telling you that they're experiencing a dopamine withdrawal, and you need to be aware of that, because if that's happening, you need to lower the session time. You need to lower it to the point that what a healthy, regulated child looks like is you turn off screen time and they move to another activity smoothly and quickly.
Yeah.
And if there's a long period between, I don't want to do it, and shouting and tantrum, I don't want to put my shoes on, they've had too much. So we need to scale that back. But screen time is the first thing you need to get right.
Do you think, obviously there's such big fears for parents when it comes to home education,
Yeah.
right? Because it's very unlikely there'll be many people our age that were home educated. Do you get my point? Like,
Yeah.
they will generally be the first in their family and their circle to think about home education and actually go and do it, right?
Yeah.
If you are talking to a parent who's on the fence thinking about home education, they've got the screen time bit down, they're seeing the difference, they're now open to these other ideas of, changing, I guess, how their child's education is going to go forward for the rest of their lives, right? And there's so many FAQs with that. How can my child still get into university? How will they still have friends and have relationships? And there's so many different questions. If you were talking to that parent just now who's on the fence about that, what would be your best advice when it comes to motivating them and empowering them to think that home education is something they could actually go and do and have good results with?
Okay. Home education is, you get fed this lie from school that you need this subject, this subject, this subject, this subject, this subject, and what the kind of famous that they're playing on you is, we are letting your child sample all these different things to work out what their strength is.
Okay.
But who's monitoring that? Because their teachers are changing every year. You're not there in the school with them. They're just growing up. They're just discovering things on their own. So nobody knows that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you are delivering the learning yourself, again, you focus down on really niche things. Just focus on English and maths to begin with. And then where does your child lean towards? Show them different things, of course, but what do they lean into more? Okay, now pursue that more. And what type of learner are they? What type of learning do they respond to? Are they audio? Are they more visual? Okay, more audio books, more lectures. Okay, more video programs and stuff to teach them that way, more books. But you are not gonna, the school is not gonna figure out what their best ability is, what their best use case is for the ability they have. That's up to the parent. And if you are with your child every day, you will know that faster, much faster, and you'll be able to focus them in on the direction that they are going to start making the most money the soonest.
Do you feel the same or as strongly about school as you do university or college?
I think university is good for engineering, medicine, law. Everything else, waste of time.
So you're telling me that my PhD in fine art isn't going to get me anywhere? I should go back and do philosophy. That's what I should do. I guess, you know what, I think there's a lot to be said in terms of like contributions to society. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I also love though when people go to university and just do something that interests them. Maybe because I would love to go to university at some point in my life when I can just not worry about anything else and just go and do something that I purely find interesting, right? And pay for it, and I don't want a free degree, because I don't need it. I'm never going to use it to add anything to society. I just love learning. I would love to just go and learn something, right?
Yeah.
That for me is great fun. And I do really respect some people that like go and say, actually, I'm just really interested in this topic and I'd love to learn more about it. And I'm going to have a normal job, and maybe I'll get a job that just says you need a degree and it's no any other random degree, but I love this concept or this industry. I'm going to learn about it. Then I also find it hilarious when people are like, oh, there's no work in this space or that space, and I'm like, what do you expect getting a degree like that? And I guess it's just when you're sold into this lie of education, and you know, I love education. Education's the vast majority of my business, and we teach real business skills, right? And you know that yourself, you've been through our trainings and stuff. So we teach specific skills, and I think so many more people are realising now that, especially when it comes to making money in business, the type of education that you can get from other people who have been there and done it is way less time and capital than a degree, and way more valuable. Like, crazily more valuable. And I feel like people are just starting to actually realise that.
Yeah. Do you know, I've got a business manager now, and he was asking me, what's your mission statement? And I said, breaking the monopoly on education.
Awesome.
And I think what you're saying here, you're going to get a much higher, much more valuable, much more efficient use of your time, education from someone who's out there and done it.